Hello, everybody. It's good to be back. I just wanted to confess something really personal, and I haven't talked about this before, but I think it's really relevant because I'm hearing it a lot. You know, when I was young, I fell in love really quickly, like very hard and very fast. With literally within a few dates, I convinced myself that he was the one, and I'd project onto them my entire future. You know, are we going to get married? Going to have babies? You know, all that sort of thing. Literally within just a few dates, I had mapped up our entire future together. It didn't hurt that, of course, many of those men loved bomb me and just told me everything I wanted to hear, because narcissists are incredible at mirroring you. The way they draw you in is they mirror you and they tell you everything you want to hear, especially when you were lacking the self-esteem that I did. I just soaked it all in and thought, this is it, happy ever after. And I gave my body to them too quickly. I yearned for the closeness and the connection that intimacy gives. And really, I craved the certainty and safety that physical connection, which I thought would bring deep closeness and intimacy, and that relationship would give. And that's what I really, really craved. But you see, I was wrong, because what I was doing was mistaking sex for love. And this is really, really common. And I also thought it was almost expected of me to please a man. After all, I just put everybody's needs above my own. So I was people pleasing in my relationships, right into the bedroom, if you like. And look, there were some wonderful moments, I won't lie. There were some great fun moments as well, you know, of course. But it's you know, over time, if you're giving yourself fully to an emotionally unavailable man like I was, you end up coming up empty. It starts to feel empty and you start to feel lonely. You know, sex is not enough. It wasn't just the connection I was looking for. I wanted them to love me and never leave me. And really what I learned was that my greatest fear was abandonment. So if I could keep them happy in every aspect of the relationship, then I'd never feel alone. I'd never be left by them. But here's the rub. They abandoned me anyway. Some of them cheated. One of them dumped me. And I just ended up alone anyway. But you see, I had this thing that I now call the new boyfriend replacement therapy. And I would, as soon as I started to feel that they were pulling away, I would almost line up my next boyfriend. Or the first guy that came along after I was dumped, poof, come here, I'll have you. And I was lining them up, if you like. I didn't have that many. I don't want to give the wrong impression here. I didn't have that many boyfriends when I was young. But you know what I mean. I was lining them up. I don't want to sound like I was on a conveyor belt or something, because I wasn't. But anyway, you get the point I'm making. And the reason I had this new boyfriend therapy was because when I was left, I felt so abandoned and so much pain that I wanted to quickly fill that gap again. Fill the gap. I wanted to feel that high and feel good about myself again. And never have to admit how lonely I was inside, how scared I was inside, or admit how much my life was actually falling apart. And over the course of all these relationships, it was a roller coaster of highs and lows, and highs, amazing highs, fantastic highs, and then lows. And the lows just kept getting lower as each boyfriend went on, the lows got lower and lower and lower. My self-esteem shattered completely. And because I was always putting them first, always putting myself last. And by the end of it, I found myself in a relationship where I was so vulnerable, and he used that vulnerability as a weapon to hurt me, control me, and in the end, I almost lost my life to that man. And that's why I wanted to come in here and talk about this, because it's really important. Mistaking sex for love. And someone I know recently told me that the only thing keeping her tied to her ex-boyfriend was the amazing sex. And it was passionate, exciting. And she said, that's the time when I really feel a deep connection to him. But then he would do the same as what happened to me, abandon her, ignore her all over again. And I said to her, are you happy? Does this really make you feel good about yourself? Not to judge her, it's just that I know how empty that can make you feel. It's great for the moment when you're in bed, and then they just abandon you, and it really deeply hurts. You may have a connection for those moments, but it's not a connection that is ever going to last. It definitely is not enough. And if you are mistaking sex for love, then you're looking for connection in the wrong place. Yes, you can have it. I'm not saying you can't. You can have incredible connection with sex. But what I'm saying, if that is the only place you're getting the love, then you're looking for love in the wrong place. It's got to be a complete form of love. And you know what I say, the most important place to find true love is actually in the mundane part of the relationship. Is there love when you're sick and tired? Is there love when you don't feel like it tonight? Is there love when you have a shower cap on and no makeup and looking the most unglamorous part of you of all? Is there love when you start growing old and getting a few more wrinkles and grey hair like I am? Is there love when you start to put on a few pounds in middle age? You know, for me, the answer to all of those questions is yes. Absolutely, 100%. The amount of times my husband has said, oh my God, you look so beautiful when I've had a shower cap on and no makeup, I can't tell you, it's so sweet. I use that example because I find it really funny and very, very sweet. Still today, at my age, I love it. And, you know, it's there when you're down, not just when you're looking hot in the bedroom. Love is there when you're down. You know, someone who loves you doesn't lie or cheat. Someone who loves you doesn't abandon you in your hour of need. No matter how good they make you feel in the bedroom. It's not love if they do that. Someone who truly loves you is there through thick or thin, when you're down as well. And they accept you just the way you are, no matter how heavy you are, no matter how old you are. They love you just the way you are. I use that a lot. I love that Bridget Jones line. Mr. Darcy, I love you just the way you are. And guess what? With someone emotionally available to you, the sex can also be incredible. It's not an either or. You know, a lot of people think that, you know, they're confused like I once was, that unless you have dramatic fights followed by passionate make-up sex, it's not love. It's not exciting. Or that sex with someone nice and available to you is going to be boring because you need it to be accompanied by massive fireworks. And if your relationships are based on those assumptions, then I'm here to tell you that that is completely wrong. Just saying. I won't go into my detail of my love life. That might make you vomit a little bit. But you get what I'm saying. And if your relationships are based on those assumptions, then my guess is that you may also come up empty sometime after a while as well. It's not enough, and you'll end up feeling lonely even though that hot person is lying in bed beside you. And what will happen is everything you fear. You will end up lonely and or alone. And worse, missing out on knowing how much happiness and fulfillment that someone who truly loves you can bring you in every aspect of that relationship, including the bedroom. And so if you, Mama Tara. Hi Viv, you look fabulous, nice to see you. Thank you, Mama Tara. Really nice to see you, and I'm really glad you're here as well. So I just want to finish by saying, if this sounds like you, and trust me, you're not alone. I hear a lot of women say this. The sex is fantastic. I just love that side of them, Trust me, in 3 decades' time, that's not going to be enough. And I don't want you to think that, people say, what about when the passion dies? You need to have that all those things, the friendship in common. That's true. What happens when it dies, but it doesn't mean it's dead. People think, I've got to find a nice emotionally available person, but then it's going to be boring. We're going to be friends, and yes, it's going to last 3 decades, but then there's not going to be any passion. That's just crap. Sorry. I've been married for 32 years, and yes, it changes over time, but that doesn't mean the romance and the passion is dead. Not at all. My husband bought flowers to me recently, and he said, and it wasn't Valentine's Day. We don't even celebrate Valentine's Day. And I said to him, I love that you bring me flowers when it's not Valentine's Day. And he just literally said to me, I bought you these flowers not only because I love you, but I just see how hard you work and how passionate you are about changing women's lives. And I'm just wanted to say how proud of you I am. That was it. That is love. It's beautiful. And yeah, so if that video sounds like you, then I really encourage you to watch my free webinar, How to Recover from Toxic Relationships, never fall back in love with your life, and never settle for less than you deserve ever again. Honestly, the 5 mind shifts that I talk about in there will change your life. So check that out. I'll put it in the description below, wherever you're following me. I always forget to say my website. I should say that at the beginning. So I'm Vivian McGrath from vivianmcgrath.com, VIVIANMCGRATH.com. Do follow me there. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe and click the bell so you always get notified of my latest videos. And I'm doing a lot more of them right now. And if you want to join my Facebook group, you can. It's called Love You and Choose the Life You Want. All right. Have a brilliant day, everybody, and let me know whether that sounds like you. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.